Welcome to the For the Crew podcast. I am Matt. I'm here today with Gabe. Gabe, how you doing?
What's up? Doing good. Coming off of a win for the first time
Yeah,
this year for the season, so we're feeling good.
saying during the break, I just want to have fun doing a podcast episode again.
And
So,
we finally get that time
so we
now.
get it. Yeah, um, yeah. I mean, just going with that, we won our first game of the season, 3-1 over Atlanta United. Um, yeah, it feels weird talking about a win because we haven't done that for a while.
It's been a minute, but
Yeah,
we're back, we're winning, and we
yeah,
feel good about it too.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, it wasn't just a scrappy win. There were still things that could be improved, but we beat Atlanta and I never really felt during that game that they would beat us.
Yeah, yeah. It felt pretty comprehensive. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I guess we usually start with it, but let's start with the lineups.
Yeah.
Um, we made some changes, which I think every change we made was a good change. Um, we it looks like we're pretty set now on playing in a 4-4-2.
Yep.
Um, which is really weird because when I started watching soccer in the early 2000s, that was like the standard was a 4-4-2, and then no
That,
one played it anymore.
yeah. It's basically dead nowadays.
Yeah,
Especially abroad. Like every team uses something different, but
yeah.
um
It's mostly 4-3-3s. It seems like now,
yeah.
and
Um
yeah,
Heavy emphasis on tacticals, and that's we could even argue what we've changed from going from Nancy, where we'll talk a lot more about this later of what he wanted this team to do versus what we just did in this Atlanta game with a four four
yeah,
two, playing just old school soccer.
yeah, yeah. Um, we moved Rossi from right mid to playing up front with Abu Ali.
You know,
Um,
that's the one move I'm still not 100% on.
I'm not
I
really
don't.
sure where Rossi fits right now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the best way to put it.
yeah, and that's not like a knock on Rossi. I just with the way that Rydstrom likes his team's playing or wants his team to play, it doesn't seem like it fits into Rossi's like skill set.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Rossi is struggling to play with Wissam right now.
yeah,
Where Wissam is the one who's kind of been finding all the space, especially in this last game. He's been the one that's been finding the small gaps and openings. And like we somehow need to divide the work between him and Rossi. I think one thing that we did better this game was when we did have Rossi in the midfield against Toronto, we had Wissam playing way out wide.
hmm
And this game, he felt like he knew where his like barriers were on the field. He knew to stay within the sidelines of the 18-yard box, if that makes sense. He was just in that zone, moving around there, going
yeah.
into the box, never really bleeding into Arfsten's territory or Herrera's territory.
Speaking of Herrera, he played right mid when he's usually playing as a wing back or a right back, which
Yep.
I think was a good move because he really does like to bomb forward and giving him that ability to do it without being a detriment to our defense. Um, I think was a big positive.
Yeah. I mean we've said this for a while though that Arfsten and Herrera, mostly Arfsten, is at his best when he doesn't have to play defense. He is not really a defender, but he dominates the wing, and both Herrera and Arfsten were able to focus a bit on, playing on the attacking side of things, getting the ball wide, and then trying to play in swing cross, or even find themselves if the ball's on the other side of the field, they would be the ones in the box. And
hmm
they both did excellent in that. Is my audio good right now, or is the train passing by getting picked
There,
up?
I was wondering what that sound was. It was definitely a train.
Yep,
Okay,
that was a train.
at least it was something that I could tell what it is, and it's not some weird audio issue.
Nope, that was a train.
No, that okay.
Because I'm literally talking as it's going by, and I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, no, we're good. Uh, yeah, and then Moreno got to play right back for the first
Yep,
time. What feels like forever. Uh,
and that's just where he belongs.
yeah, in a back five like we were doing, him playing as an outside center back worked because he was still able to get forward a little bit. But in a back four, playing center back is not the right place to put Morera.
Yep.
Um, he was able to get forward a little bit more playing that right back role. Um, he seemed more comfortable. Uh, yeah, and then seeing Zawaski and Camacho together, with Morera and Amundsen on the outside, I think that backline is probably our best backline that we can put out right now.
Yeah. Of course, I'd want to actually see that back line be used against a team with more of an offensive threat.
Yeah,
Because I almost feel bad for Atlanta fans, but we're also kind of dealing with the same thing with Gosdog right now. But Latte Lath is just not it.
no, he's
I've never
not.
seen a guy who just does not look like he belongs in MLS.
Yeah,
33
yeah,
games, 7 goals. In our game in particular, he only had 18 touches. Majority of them were in the mid third. He
wow,
did nothing.
yeah. It seemed like he was drifting outside of like his normal striker position a lot, trying to get involved with play, and just
Yeah,
he wasn't finding anything.
he had 18
And
touches. He
yeah,
in 90 minutes, he did not get subbed out.
that's
He did
crazy.
nothing.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you spend that much money on a player, you feel like you have to use them.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think that's actually where Tata went wrong, though. Is like we've kind of made up our minds already that Gazdag has not been doing the work for us, so we're keeping him out until we see something change.
yeah,
And I think Atlanta needs to kind of make that decision already of are you going to keep starting this guy every single game and letting him play 90 minutes, or are you going to start trying something new to try and actually get some conversions?
yeah, yeah. It's a weird situation for them, but I mean, it benefited us, so whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoying seeing Arfsten play higher up the field.
Yeah.
I don't know how that affects his role with the national team because he's not really getting reps as a wingback right now. But for us, I think that's his spot. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
I mean, he had what 2 goal involvements from
yeah,
playing in this position. I mean,
yep.
yeah, you can't beat that.
And it's great because he got them from both sides. He got a goal from the left side of the field and a assist from the right side of the field. Like
That's
he was all
awesome.
over the place. Yeah. Um, and then I was enjoying seeing Andre Gomez and Chambeau together.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they controlled that midfield.
yeah, they both had
What?
95% pass accuracy.
Yeah,
Um,
I
they
think the one thing I
yeah
didn't like with them is that it didn't feel like we had too much like control when they were in possession of the ball. Like they definitely had a better lock on the defensive side of the midfield. They were
mhm,
having to we had to kind of more rely on our center backs for that.
yeah
But like Shambo and Gomez, they did well as midfielders, and neither of them are like defensive midfielders. So I'm fine with how that worked out.
yeah
Um, of course, we're going to need more goals though if we're going to be playing something like this where we're focusing on a lot more of an attacking midfield and attacking forwards as well. Yeah. So starting out with the first half there, if you look at the stats, you'd be a little confused because Atlanta had about 60% possession versus our 40,
hmm
but both of us had awful expected goals. There was 3 shots on target, but like none of them you ever would have felt like would have been a goal. Um, I think the first half is when Atlanta had that play where they took a shot from outside the box and Schulte, like it had a bit of like a bounce to it, and Schulte just had to kind of deflect it out of the way.
yeah
Um, but I didn't feel like we were even going to convert on that. The defenders did their job right. A keeper's not catching that with the position it was in and how it was bouncing. Um,
hmm
and yeah, so I think it was Watsky and Amundsen who got to the ball and they did great clearing that away.
yeah yeah. Did you feel like we were in control of the game from the start?
No,
No. What was your feeling? What was different between the first half and kind of what
I
happened in the
I
second?
wouldn't say we weren't in control until we scored a goal. Atlanta was the one that was dictating where the ball was, but the big issue with them is they would lose it, and we would very quickly be putting them under pressure. Um,
Yeah.
like almost instantly after they lost the ball, we'd play it central to Shambo or Gomez, and then just like that, Wessam has the ball and he is off on the
hmm
like he's in front of the goal basically, or just at the top of the 18. Um, and the first half we just kind of didn't really get enough shots off, or did we had 2 shots on goal. But we it was they like both were at the top of the box and outside the box, so it was like nothing that would have led to a goal just yet. But you could see it coming that we were knocking on them, but they still had the possession. And we're just trying to figure out how to get around us, and they just couldn't yet.
Yeah. When so I'm trying to think. There's a number of things that happened in the first half that I wanted to talk about. Andre Gomez. Andre
Yep,
Gomez at one point, I think it was in the 30 something minute, got a shot that out from the outside the box that Hoyos got a good hold on. Um, do you think that's something that's going to be happening regularly with
I hope so. Um,
It was a good shot. I mean, honestly, he hit it low and hard and on target. And
I mean,
that's the three things that I'm looking for when you take long shots. Like
yeah,
at least get it on target and put some power behind it. Or at least if you're not putting power, put good placement on it.
and like that's kind of what you want to hope from Gomez. He's never actually been like much of a goal scorer in general.
Yeah.
But I like that he's testing the keeper. He knows when he has the ball and there's no other options to go for. It's not a bad
Mhm.
idea to take a shot like that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Because every now and then one's gonna go in, one's gonna sneak past the keeper, get in the box. But that one was I didn't ever feel like that was gonna be a goal, but I always love someone testing the keeper, making sure that they're not gonna make any mistakes.
Yeah.
And if they do spill it out, you know, we probably I think do we have someone else in the box ready to follow up on that?
I can't remember on the play.
Yeah, but
Because
that's what you want to see.
Hoyos held it. So it was good keeping from them.
Yep.
Um, there was no spill, but no, I don't remember if there's anyone running in, but I just remembered that shot. So I was like, oh, someone else other than Abu Ali is getting shots on target.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then there wasn't for me a whole lot of other things in the first half that like were standout moments. I think we
No,
there
no.
were some good passing sequences. Um, I was able to tell this is something that changed throughout the game, but we looked a lot more organized defensively.
Yes.
Um, it seemed like we had two specific kinds of structures that I at least that I noticed. Um, we would high press in a 4-4-2, and a very flat 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Um, and um, and the lines I felt like the players were moving in sync with each other, pretty well. And
Yeah,
then
we weren't having one man left behind and then for like the other team to go quick transition on us and just have a 1v1 against the keeper already. Like none of that happened this game, which was really nice to see.
yeah, and even at times, especially later in the game, that 4-4-2 defensive shape was really compact.
Yeah.
Like at one point, Atlanta was coming down the right side, and I can see the whole back line like on that side of the field, and it wasn't like that's how I envisioned us playing offensively, but even defensively, we are like, let's just make the field really small,
Yep. And
and
that worked well.
yeah, and then if Atlanta did get into our final third, it almost seemed like we dropped into like a 5-4-1. Like Herrera would move into that back line, and then Arfsten and Rossi would kind of move into the midfield and leave Abou Ali up top. And so we have like
Uh
a 5-4-1 when we were near our own 18.
yeah.
And it just made it hard for them to do anything. I would, like you said earlier, I would like to see how we do with these strategies against a better team. Um, but against Atlanta, we made it look like we were the obviously the better team,
Yeah.
both sides of the ball.
All
Um,
right.
yeah,
Let's go into the second half then when all the action actually
yeah,
happened.
let's do it.
Um Starting right off the bat was I think we had possession off of like kickoff or something. Just kind of passing it back in our back line. And all of a sudden we see Arsten's pretty free up on the wing. We pass him the ball. I think Marrera gave him it. He does the Arfsten special. He does a little kick over the ball, steps over it, gets past the defender, plays it in for a cross, and for once the ball finds someone. It's been a minute since I feel like a crew cross has found a man. Um,
It-
and even like it was kind of funny going back and watching the play because I actually didn't see Arfsten's head go up at all. That
yeah,
was like the one thing I wanted to see if he did look up to
no,
find
you're just
Wissam.
like I'm putting it in a
He put it
dangerous.
in and it was just perfect.
Yeah,
Like the ball crossed right with the 6 yard box.
yep.
That's where you want a ball to be. The keeper has
Mhm.
no right to go up there and try and catch it unless it's slow. But it was just perfect. We had 3 men in the box. That's how we need to play on a cross like that.
Yeah,
We have such great wingers. We need to play them like they are wingers.
yeah. I also really thought it was. I watched like the whole sequence from when Schulte had the ball, and Schulte passed it off to the right side. We went up the right side. We went down centrally into the midfield. We went around the left side, and then we rotated it back over to the right side again to Arfsten, which
Yep,
I'm not really sure why Arfsten was in that position because he was playing on the left side right mostly,
yep.
but it
Doesn't
worked.
matter though.
Nope.
But that wasn't the first time we saw that this game. There was
No, there
multiple
was a lot
times
of
where
rotation.
yeah, him and Herrera would cross sides if they needed to. I don't
Yeah.
know the plan behind it. I honestly don't even understand it. But I liked it.
No, it was
It got us
versatile
goals.
to see. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then if you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but you should go back if you didn't see this. But Herrera's run on Arfsten's cross made space for Abu Ali.
I did not see that.
He
Let
made a
me.
near post run, and he pulled the defender out with him, and it
Uh
just
huh.
made it
Okay. Yeah. 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 I know what you're talking about now.
and it just made it a 1v1 with Abu Ali and the defender.
Yep. And
And
Abou Ali's a big guy. If
yep,
we can get the ball in the box at that position more often, there's a lot of times I think he's going to get that on target.
yeah, no, I that for as much of frustration I've had with him, the one thing I'm not concerned about is if he gets chances, he's going to score goals.
Yeah.
Like,
We said this at my little tailgate group after watching the Toronto game,
yeah,
is that Abou Ali is not Cucho.
yeah,
We well, we're going to talk about this in the next goal, but he is a true number 9. He is good at staying
yeah,
inside the box and converting it inside the box.
yeah.
And now throw away everything I just said. Let's talk about his second goal.
Yeah, it was only but 5 minutes later.
Yeah, it was like instantly.
Yeah, it was a cool one too because I mentioned this to you before we started recording, but we're Rydstrom wants us to play a lot more direct than Nancy did,
Yes.
and from when we got possession to when we scored the goal was 5 passes,
Yep.
and yeah, and who made? I think it was Shambo that made the
Let
pass
yeah,
to him.
let's talk about the ladder quickly.
Yeah,
So the ball went from Schulte, I think, to Zawadzki, to Shambo, to Wessam. So that's 4 passes from the keeper, and that's what we were talking about in the preseason with these ladders.
yeah,
And it was just like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're already there at their goal at that point.
yeah.
It's
There,
exactly what we wanted from Rydstrom's tactics. It was perfect.
exactly. Yeah. And the thing with Shambo's pass is it brought them just out of shape enough
Yep.
or to
Well,
make
he
space.
played it right in between. So there was 2 defenders between Wissam when he was going for the ball
Yeah.
there, and it played it right in between the 2 of them. That one of them had to slow down and focus on Wissam with the ball. The other had to go check into the box to watch the other players.
Yep.
And so as the other players starting to slow down, Wissam takes it and he turns backwards. He turns away from the goal of the
Yep.
ball and just absolutely loses the defender. He is completely free at this moment. He
Yep.
doesn't even look where the goal is. He just goes for it and he nails it. That is
Mhm.
that's
It
goal of the
was
week.
I was really upset when I okay, so just as a little thing that happened personally for me, at halftime, my wife was like, "Hey, I'm hungry." I was like, "Cool. Halftime, we'll leave, get food, come back real quick." And we went to Wingstop, and she went in, got the Wingstop, we got back in the car, started driving back home, and I got the notification that the game started. And by the time I got back home and got back to the TV, Abu Ali was celebrating his second goal. and and I was just like, all right, well, I'm not gonna go get food at halftime anymore.
Yep.
Uh,
And I'll this will be a story for another time, but I am an avid Wingstop hater.
oh yeah,
I have a good reason for it, trust me.
okay,
Um, it involves OSU football night and Wingstop. So we'll talk about that another time, but
yeah. I will say
um,
too. I was looking on X after the game, and Crew Rhino said something that was pretty. I thought was pretty interesting. He was talking about how Abo Ali and Cucho are completely different players,
oh
right?
yeah.
And but one thing that they're both gonna be dangerous on is those shots right outside the 18. But Cucho would probably float that into the back corner. Abo Ali just put his foot through it,
Yeah.
and and
I don't remember if I've ever seen Crew take a power shot like that before.
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really we don't we're not really a team that likes taking a ton of shots from outside the box, and
Yeah.
especially with power. It's usually with placement.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that goal was great. Um, at
Next
that
next
point,
play.
I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna have a good day. And then yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna actually say I don't think the game was over yet. I
No.
was still worried that Crew was gonna do Crew things. But it was I don't I think it happened after the first goal, and we just didn't see it until after the second goal because both were so like boom boom.
Hmm.
But Atlanta fell apart. They just decided, okay, we're not gonna defend anymore.
Yeah, they just
You
started
guys, you
throwing
guys
balls
have a goal
forward.
on us. We're just gonna stop defending and hope we score. And that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
They just played men way too high up the field. A few minutes after Wassam's goal, the one I wanted to talk about
Mhm.
is Herrera just decides to play this absolute floater into the box, and Rossi makes the run
Oh, that he was
completely
wide
unmarked
open.
and with the most beautiful touch you can have in soccer. I mean, Rossi jumps up and he manages to cradle the ball while jumping. Like
Yep.
Harry Kane did it last season as well, and that
It
amazed me and seeing
reminds me of
Rossi do it.
Henri. Henri used to do that all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and yeah, it was just a beautiful touch by Rossi. And then he blew the shot.
Trying to chip him.
He tried to chip the keeper. It was a
Yeah.
bad chip. It was
Yeah.
like he honestly should have just shot it.
Yeah.
He was in a great position for it.
It's
But
it's it's one of those things where if he pulls it off, he looks like a genius.
yeah,
But then when you don't pull it off, you're like, man, just put it in the goal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Take the easy
Like,
route.
yeah.
I bet that didn't make Atlanta feel too happy though, feeling like they were getting played with.
Yeah.
But then after that, Atlanta has a few really good passes, finds the man free at the top of our box, plays a good shot in. Schulte has a great save on it. It's one of those you can only get one hand to, and he gets his one hand, and it just happens to fall at an Atlanta player's foot.
Yeah.
And that's just that little luck puzzle piece there falling right into them. The ball lands right at their feet. He plays it back at Schulte. Schulte tries to like palm it
Palm it out.
outwards from
Yeah.
the goal, and it falls into another player's foot. It's
Yeah, he
just
palms it right into his into Miranchuk. Was that the guy who scored?
yeah, Moranchuk's
Yeah.
yeah.
Right into his
It's
path. It's not really something I don't put too much on Schulte for that.
no, no, no. I don't actually put that on anyone. That was just like that's where the luck compactor of soccer like
Yeah.
fell just right at the right time, right place.
Yep.
Their players played it well. I'll give Atlanta the credit there. You guys took the right chances there. You moved into the right spot. We
Yeah.
were just a little more unlucky than you were though, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Um and then that and so when that happened, I was kind of thinking, "Oh no, are we going to do crew stuff again?"
Yep.
And before I could even finish thinking about that, we were up 3-1 again.
Yep.
And
Instantly. The replay, if you watch the like actual live game footage
yeah,
of it, all of a sudden, so they're showing Moranchuk after the goal. Of course, you hear the referee's whistle blow. You
you
see
see
him running
Miranchuk's
a
head
bit.
turn.
Yep. You see his head turn, and then for a few more seconds, nothing happens. All of a sudden, the screen enlarges. Herrera was it Herrera on the
Yeah,
wing?
Herrera on the wing.
Yeah, Herrera's on the wing,
Herrera
and he just plays a
Herrera hit a
cross
long
in.
ball to him.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And Arfsten's there to finish it. It was just instantly boom, boom, and
it was
you could just feel like the Atlanta players were like, just like, what the heck, man?
if you guys and who's listening, if you go watch it again, it's really funny because the stadium commentator is still announcing that Miranchuk scored
Yep.
when when
When
when
the ball
Arfsten
enters
puts
the
the
net.
ball in the net. And it's funny because for a good 15 seconds, it felt like the Atlanta crowd was back in it, and then we just killed the crowd again.
Yep.
And that makes it worse than when it was 2-0, honestly.
Yeah. You that was the moment Atlanta died. That's when they knew they were out of this game.
Yeah.
They tried a few more tries for something, but Latte Last sucks. And there was nothing else happening on the attack at that point. And this is the point where I think the game should not have ended 3-1. I think it could have ended 7-1. Um,
I was actually we were winning 3-1 and I was getting frustrated.
yeah,
Like,
there was chances after chances after chances. Picard had chances. Wassam had a few, I think.
yep, Tiara
Um,
had one.
Oh, yeah, Jamal Tiare, what like, dude, come on.
It was yeah. Um
Just ridiculous.
there yeah, there's still a little bit of an issue with the team in terms of finishing big chances.
Yep.
Um, it seems like we're almost better at finishing small chances than the ones that we should put in.
Yeah.
I think Abu Ali scored 2 goals today with like a .2 xG.
Yeah.
Like it's not about for him. Like if you're good at finishing, it's not really about having to have really big chances. It's just like when you get the chance, put it on goal at least.
Yeah.
And we're just not there yet really with that.
Yeah, but there was chances that Herrera got, Picard got, where they were one-on-one with the keeper and they
Mhm.
messed it up.
Yep.
And you're just like wondering there, like, what the heck is happening? Ooh,
Yeah. And that
hiccup.
was even happening before. Arfsten had one early. That Rossi one he had like there was a lot of chances
Yeah,
that we could have put the game away even more.
yeah.
Um
All right.
but
And
yeah,
then there,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that wraps up basically, I think, all the gameplay there is to talk about. Crew just could not finish some of those attacking moments.
I Yeah, there was one too. Okay, so this is a kind of a side thing, but I look at FOP mob scores afterwards just to see like if what I see with my eyes fits what the stats say.
Yeah,
And I actually disagreed. I thought Habrun had a really good sub appearance. I thought
really.
he put in good tackles. He should have had an assist. Shambo should have scored off of a pass he made in the box. Um, obviously still young, still trying to find his spot in this team. But I was not upset with his performance at all. Um,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was upset with any of our subs.
no,
I gotta say, I love the move by Rydstrom to be
mhm,
like, all right, we're winning 3-1. Let's put on 5 attackers.
yeah. Oh, there was
Um,
another miss. Nariman had a miss that he should have scored as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Almost everybody did.
yeah.
It was pretty funny
And
because you're just watching this game and you're like, come on, somebody make this game more like way higher scoring than it is.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like we against Atlanta, we've scored at least 3 goals in the last 3 games against them.
Yeah,
I think we've scored three, and then five, and then three again.
with two different tactics now.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. It's interesting to see that when there's a team like Atlanta who, when they first came into the league, they were lights out. Like
Yep.
it was incredibly hard to play against them. And
I'm
with the
I'm gonna
same
give the
coach, oh sorry, go ahead.
no wait, keep going on this and then I'll build off of that.
Okay, I was gonna say they have the same coach. They have one of the same DPS with Almiron. Um, but I don't know if from when they were a big team in the late 2010s to now, if like the league has just improved so much that that doesn't work anymore, or or if the players that they have now don't fit the way that Martino likes to play, or what it is. But something is not working for Atlanta.
I'll give you one thing that I think actually I felt I noticed is when we scored that third goal, they kind of shut off.
Yeah,
They don't have they're missing that leadership factor that we're also missing right now.
which
We
is
lost
funny.
Nagby.
I
They
was gonna
lost a
say,
player that's been with them for almost 10 years.
well, I was gonna say we both have lost. I don't think Atlanta since Nagby left has replaced him.
Well, I was not going to say Nagby actually. I'm saying Brad Guzan.
Oh, Guzan was a huge one. I mean,
Yeah, they
talked
lost
to
their leader.
I talked to this Garrett. He's a content creator on TikTok. I talked to him about the game beforehand, and he was telling me like the biggest change negatively for Atlanta was Guzan de Hoyos.
And yeah, I could totally see that. With
Yeah.
their motivation died out. There was no life left on the field. And usually when Atlanta's down, even like when they're losing 5-1 to Crew, who's the person screaming his head off at the defenders and like yelling at everyone
Hmm.
to change what they're doing? It's Guzan.
Yeah.
And
Who's their captain right now?
I have no clue.
'Cause honestly, nobody seemed like they were the guy that people looked to
Yeah,
at
you could
all.
not I would not believe you if you told me whoever was the captain. Like there was no
Yeah.
leadership on that team
I
that
didn't even
day.
think about that. That's a good point. I don't. They don't really have that leadership they used to have.
But yeah, I totally felt that, like I felt like there was something missing with Atlanta when I didn't see Guzan in the goal screaming at everybody. Like
Hmm.
that is a component of Atlanta, and that's probably they're probably feeling that a lot harder than we are losing Nagby. He's been their captain since they've been a team.
Yeah.
He was there from the start, and he just left for the first time. Like that man has seen it all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. I mean, honestly, that is a big miss, and a lot of people I don't think about the fact that it's not just how they play on the field. There's the personality of the player means
Yeah,
a lot.
and we
And
can speak a lot on that too because we know who Guzan is from as a U.S. standpoint. Like we
mhm,
know what he is capable of as a leader.
yeah, me and Raya used to play FIFA a lot and use him, and we call him Iron Wall Guzan. He's always just stopping everything, and I feel like a lot of American fans don't give him his due because he was never the number one for the
Yeah,
U.S.
it was hard, of course, when you're one of the best keepers USA has ever seen. I'd probably put him as the number 2 or number 3 keeper, but it's kind of hard when you're behind Tim Howard.
Yeah, your whole
Like,
career.
yeah,
Yeah,
like what are you
um,
supposed to do there?
probably put him more. I'd probably put him four. Um, but but even top four in the history of the program is a good spot.
Yeah,
And um, I like if Howard wasn't there, I would not have been upset about Guzan being the number one keeper.
yeah. There was a few mistakes he made towards the end there,
Yeah,
specifically Jamaica, I think
yeah,
it was. Yep,
it,
we won't talk about that, but
yeah. But
just to
anyway,
say, Atlanta, we understand we lost Nagby. We know
yeah,
what it's like to lose your captain on the field, but you guys definitely lost like a big chunk of your identity.
yeah. There was a couple things I wanted to mention before we get into the what happened in stoppage time.
Yep,
Um, just get your thoughts on this stuff here. Okay, so the first thing, Wessam Abu Ali has 5 goals in 6 matches now.
yep.
Um, if he was more clinical on the 1v1 header he had early in the season and he scored his PK, he would be at over a goal a game average right now.
Yep, and he would be
Um,
tied with Sam Surge right now, wouldn't he?
yeah, he would be top of the league. No,
Yeah.
he'd be tied. You're right. He'd be tied with the Surge. Yeah. Um, and I think since he joined the team, he has like 8 goals in 11 games.
I feel like we're like you and me in particular have been rough on him.
Oh, definitely.
We've been
I
raising our expectations, but I mean like I kind of got to say he's meeting the quota. We
Yeah,
expect more because we want more, but
yeah. I think my
as a
issue
player,
really with him has been his attitude more than his ability.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but it did seem like even that was better this game.
Yeah, I feel like we've had our guard up a bit too towards him,
Yeah,
because he's been known as a journeyman.
yeah,
He goes to
yeah,
teams. He and the second he gets a higher bid, he's off to the next.
yeah,
But yeah, I feel like we've had our guard up about him, and I am still worried about him with the team. But he's celebrating goals with the team now. He seems to actually want to be there. I think getting a win is really going to help boost him as well. I feel like he's a guy that relies a lot on mentality, and getting a win is going to help him a lot.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, I'm very happy with him right now. I'm gonna be rough on him. I'm gonna say things like when he should have scored. I'm gonna say it, but he is meeting a quota as a MLS striker right now.
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
The next thing is Steven Moreira got 2 secondary assists. He made the pass to Herrera, which MLS counts as assists.
Yep, I'll
Um,
take that.
yeah, which brings Moreira up to 21 assists now in his career with the Crew. Um, I'm not sure if there are very many defenders that get that many assists. Um, would you, in your opinion, is he one of the best defenders going forward in the league?
Ooh, I feel like that. MLS is such a hard league to say a top defender because you don't
Yeah,
see a defender ever have a year like Virgil van Dijk. You don't
yeah,
see him being lights out. He is the changing result player on a team in
and I am
MLS.
speaking specifically just about their offensive ability
Oh,
as a
offensive
defender.
abilities.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I hate giving credit to it, but Jordi Alba was disgusting for Inter Miami with
yeah.
his
I mean, it's
it felt like
hard
he
to
was
take a
scoring or
guy
getting
like that
assists.
and him not feel well.
Yeah, yeah. But besides him, I think yeah, Moreira's probably been the most consistent for an attacking defender in recent years.
Yeah. Um, I mentioned this a little bit, but so I'm gonna have you guess here. All right,
Okay,
give me your
okay.
best guess. So between when we got possession to when we scored with the 3 goals, how much time of possession did we have combined between those three goals?
From time we got the ball until we scored it.
Yeah,
On average, I'm gonna guess it's probably around 30 seconds.
so I'll just give you the breakdown. The first goal was 43 seconds.
Okay.
The second goal was 24 seconds.
Yep. And how much was this third
The
one?
third goal was 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Um, 20 passes altogether.
Which
Um,
that is the part that I'm more excited about more than the time.
yeah, like it. We are definitely moving to be a more direct attacking team.
Yeah.
And
This is direct. This isn't Nancy, let's pass back and forth in the back line until we see an opening. This is let's just throw it forward and see whose feet it lands at.
yeah,
But the passes have meaning as well. We're getting it to Shambo, we're getting it to Morera, we're getting it to Gomez, and from there, they're the ones that have
yeah,
to find that next pass,
yep,
and they're going to play it hard. They're going to play a fast pass to Wessam, Herrera, Arfsten, and it's their job to get to the ball there from that point on.
yep,
And that's what we wanted. That's what we were talking about when we first signed Rydstrom, and we got that tonight.
for sure, for sure. And you mentioned it earlier with Max Arfsten getting a goal and an assist. I think it's his first goal and maybe his first assist of the year.
He's gotten 2 assists this
Two
year.
assists. Okay. Um, but what I really liked is that I think he made like 2 or 3 tackles in this game. He made 2 or 3 interceptions. Like he looked better defensively than he has in the past.
Yeah,
Again, it's Atlanta United. They're not the best team, but you only can play the teams that are in front of you. And he played well on both sides of the ball against
yeah.
Atlanta. Um, do you okay? So with that, in terms of Arfsten playing left mid, bombing up the field more often, how do you think that affects his national team like prospects? Do you think he's that
I
backup
mean,
left back?
yeah, like I would not be surprised if we go through a World Cup and don't see Arfsten play, mostly because he's the backup,
Yeah,
and especially in a position that you're really not going to be subbing out. Because I feel like USA, we're going to probably play a game where eventually we're going to need a goal.
yeah.
That's how the World Cup ends up with USA. We are not a top 10 team. We're going to need a goal at some point. We're going to be behind in Argentina by 1 or 2 goals, and we need some changes. And I don't think the person you're going to pull out is Anthony Robinson.
Yeah, yeah. See,
And so
the thing for me
that's
is like maybe he gets a chance higher up the field as a winger instead
yeah,
of playing, but it all depends. But
yeah,
I don't. It doesn't really matter for me as long as he's playing well for us. Like I love the United States national team, but my focus is the crew.
really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've actually kind of always said like it's country before club is kind of like my
See,
mentality in a sense. If
I'm
that makes
that
sense.
way with the players. Like if Arfsten is getting a chance to play for the national team
Yeah,
and he turns it down to play with the crew, I'm like, nah, go play for your national team. But as a
yeah,
fan, I I have a more visceral reaction to things when it happens with the crew than it does with the U.S.
yeah. No, I'd probably agree there, but like whenever I like get asked like the question of like if you could see one team of yours lift any trophy ever, it would be USA lifting the
Yeah,
World Cup. That
yeah,
would
for
mean
sure.
that would change everything.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and mostly because it's just so it almost feels far fetched right now.
Yeah,
And
it feels impossible. It's
yeah, and so if that happened, I'd be ecstatic, like
yeah.
for
If
sure.
it happens in my lifetime, yeah, that's amazing. That it will change everything in my opinion, but and just how I think and everything. But
Yeah,
yeah, beyond that, club almost for everything else though. Crew over all else.
yeah. But yeah, so at the end of this game, is there anything else before getting into the little
Now let's talk about the
event?
fight.
Yeah. So from what I understand, what happened was there was an Atlanta player that
Didn't he slap one of our players? I think his
I don't know. I don't really know in terms of the physical part of it, but he fouled a player and the ref made the call and he like was jawing at the ref and our coach basically told him to shut up. And he was like stop. He basically told him to stop whining and play.
yeah.
And Tata Martino took offense to that because he was like there's an unspoken rule where coaches don't talk to the other team's players.
First of all, honestly, kind of funny that Tata heard that or whatever.
Right?
Because Atlanta, that might say something about your stadium. I won't get into that right now, but
Yeah.
I don't think a coach is supposed to hear what's happening on the other end of the field.
But for well, two things. One, he might have not been in his right area to be able to hear that. But
Yeah.
two, even after that, he basically came over to the crew bench,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and you can't do that. It just kind of escalated from there. If you watched Rydstrom, he was chill the whole time. Like
He
he
didn't
didn't.
budge.
No, I mean like Josh Williams was was getting ready. He was ready to throw down with
That
Martino.
was funny to me. Like
Yeah,
Josh is just I love Josh. I will defend him for my
yeah,
life. I love Josh, but yeah, and like we had some of our players ran in. I like Shambo with his head injury. His head's like bleeding. He runs into the fight.
yeah. Did you notice? At
Okay,
one
so
point, Rydstrom, he's just kind of sitting back watching this happen, and he's like looking at his watch and just kind of like, is, is this going to be added? Speaking of that, though, where did 11 minutes come from?
no clue. I mean, to be fair, there was 4 goals.
Yeah,
And Shambo's injury. But beyond that, I have no clue.
yeah,
I mean, maybe this is MLS trying out the like, full stoppage time, let's fix this
hmm,
ordeal because yeah, probably they usually say on average it's between 10 to 15 minutes of added time, but usually it only is like 5 or 6.
yep,
So it's kind of nice to see that for sure, but I still don't know where 11 came from just from a fan perspective.
yeah. Um, okay, so back with that scuffle that we had, there's two quotes I found from each coach. I'm gonna read them off. I just want to get your thoughts on what they said here. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tata Martino first. He said, "There's a code in football that you don't talk to the other team's players." There was a foul called, I think his name's Bez. I don't know.
Yeah.
When the coach starts speaking to my player, and more so in the manner that he did, with a lack of respect, I felt the need to defend my player. So,
I guess they do things differently in Sweden. We'll just
and that's the thing. Like, I this is just my opinion, but I don't think Martino has that reaction if they're winning that game.
yeah.
I I
And
I don't.
being honest too, I don't ever remember that being an unspoken rule. I've been watching soccer for a long time.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen coaches talk to players all the time.
yeah. Yeah, it was just weird. And then a quote from Rydstrom, which actually had me laugh. Uh, he said their player was shouting at the referee in front of me, and I told him to shut up, basically. Then I had their coach. I've never seen him move so fast. I didn't say anything strange, but they were very upset. It showed the passion, and we stood up for each other in a good way.
So basically calling Tata fat is
Yeah,
I've never seen him move so fast is so uncalled for.
it is. Like it probably didn't need to be said, but I was just like, he said it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Th-
Swedish. Like,
Yeah, this
there,
is one thing that's actually been known about Rydstrom. We talked about this in our like preseason episode about him.
yeah,
He is not PR trained. Like, well,
no,
he probably is, but he does not listen.
he is blunt and he says what he wants to say.
Yep, he
And
says what he wants to say when he wants to say it.
yeah,
And I can't like I like that from a coach. I prefer that over PR trained like pretending that it doesn't matter. I like it when they're just like, I told him to shut up because she should have shut up.
and I kind of well, and he said something about that with Sweden, saying like this player, we talk to each other like this in Sweden all the time, and it was just it's wild to me that the difference in the response with the Nordic, Sweden, European coach and the Mexican, like Spanish speaking coach, like that kind of background.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the difference is really interesting to me. Soccer culture is different wherever you go.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, what does even Tata Martino even know about for European like
yeah,
coaching customs? Like he
I
doesn't
mean,
know any of that.
yeah, he coached Barcelona for like what, a season,
Wait, did
and
he coach? Oh yeah, he did coach Barcelona for a season. I forgot about that
yeah,
before Argentina.
yeah.
But
Um,
other than that,
Other than that, yeah. Um, I'm hoping that sequence is kind of like a catalyst for the team.
I hope
Like,
so.
yeah, we're just like, okay, we won this game. This thing happened at the end of the game. We stood up for each other. Let's build on this now.
Back the coach, back the teammates,
Yep.
back the organization. Let's be in this together.
Yeah. And it's also interesting uh seeing some bite from our team because it felt like it's not been there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not usually a big fan of the whole scuffle stuff, but for me it actually showed that we have some passion.
I can't lie. I love a good scuffle, especially when it involves Tata from his
Yeah.
Mexico days.
Dude, yeah, he's had some big ones.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of it. I'm always like up out of my seat the second I see it happening, cheering it on.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy a good like a hockey moment in soccer every now and then.
Yeah,
Like the one Brazil game earlier this year that just ended up with like 30 red cards,
that was
punches,
insane.
flying kicks.
You see people, you see like people outside the screen just fly in. No, that stuff is wild to me. I'm
Yeah,
honestly glad that hasn't come to the MLS
yeah.
yet.
No, that'd be crazy, especially if that happened to Crew. I would not be happy with that.
No, not at all. But yeah, so we won the game. We didn't mention it here. I think you mentioned it in the TikTok live we did. It's weird to me playing on grass in Atlanta,
Yep,
but but worked out.
it worked out. Atlanta doesn't have their advantage anymore. I hope they keep that forever now.
Yeah, I doubt they will, but
Yep,
probably right when the World Cup's done, back to turf.
back to turf. Yep.
Yep. But yeah. So I mean, do you have anything else that stood out to you, or you want to mention about that game?
Nope, I think that about covers it.
Yeah. Like we've said it multiple times. Gosdog still didn't get off the bench.
If anyone wants to talk to us about that, come on Twitter. We have lots to say, but we've said it in previous
We've
episodes
said
too.
it
If you want to go
multiple
listen in.
times.
Yep.
We don't need to harp on it, but it's becoming a thing now. Where
Yep.
uh, at one point Rydstrom did say he's still a part of our plans, but it doesn't really look like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Well, we'll just close it up here. Um, we are going to do a preview episode most likely at midweek. For our game against Orlando, who is by far the worst defensive team in the league. They have
Worst defensive team is a statement. Let's just say worst team in the league.
yeah. I mean,
Philadelphia is of course at
Philly
the bottom,
Philly is at the bottom, of course.
but let's talk about goal differences as well. Where Philly
Yeah,
has a -7, Orlando has -18.
yeah. Orlando after 6 games has a -18. That is I
In their
don't know if there's ever been a team that bad after 6 games.
yeah, in their
Um,
last 2 games, they've conceded 11 goals.
yeah. So this is a definitely one that we need to capitalize on.
Yep.
So look out for that preview. But yeah. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Whether you're listening here on Apple Podcast or Spotify, Audible, wherever you're listening, please subscribe. Follow us on X, on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, and we are also on the National Soccer Network. They have a Roku channel. If you have Roku, download it. There's a lot of cool things on there. Yeah, but we will be back at midweek, and hopefully we'll be talking about how we're gonna beat Orlando.
Yep.
So until then, peace and go Crew.
Go Crew.
For the Crew podcast,